Alright everybody, welcome back. So today I got another one for you guys now. Love the Osborne. Love the 940. And if you do, you're gonna like this. Why did I say it like that? Well, I said it like that because I didn't think I was going to like this as much, and now I do. So let's go ahead and get into it, everybody. Let's talk blades, because that's what we're into. Today I got for you guys Benchmade. The Osborne 940-1. I don't have the original 940. I just don't dig the color. I'm sorry. I don't care for the green with the purple spine. I don't like it. I don't know why I don't like it. I just don't like it. But at the same time, maybe I'll come around to it. I don't know. Later on, I might throw it in my collection. I'm not entirely sure just yet if I really want to do that. But I got this one because this was the original one that I wanted before I got this guy. Now, before I get into that, this is going to be a little bit of a comparison video with my last 940, which is the G10 with the S30V blade steel. This one is the CPM S90V, so it's going to be more of a super steel and upgrade to the S30V, as well as carbon fiber handle scale, so it's going to be a lot less weight, I am assuming, and a little bit more durable. At least in my hope. Anyway, so one thing that I really find really interesting is the fact that, yes, it says everyday carry. It also says outdoor. Outdoor? Really? An outdoor folder that's this small? I've never heard of that. Or maybe I have. I just never really cared much for an outdoor folder that's small. I don't know. I just, if I go outdoors, I have a fixed blade on me and I got a big one. I don't, outdoor. Like, it's got trees, so Sasquatch territory, camping, you name it. I'm pretty sure it's all about that. Anyways, it is a blue class. It comes in this blue class box right here. And, of course, Osborne. And I think the birth date is 4/14/21. So, good stuff. We'll go ahead and open it and get right into it. So, it comes in this nice, decent carry cork walled coffin. Good stuff. I'm going to move this out of the way. And, of course, we got the reading material Benchmade use and care manual, just in case you guys need that propaganda. It is inside of there. And, of course, you get this on every Benchmade knife. They clip this underneath the pocket clip, so you guys understand that it is an access lock and all of its capabilities. Good stuff that you get get familiar with that sort of thing. So, there's that. I'm going to move the trash out of the way, out of the screen. Here it is, 940-1. Now, you're going to see a little bit of a difference in it. That's because I put a deep carry pocket clip from MXG. If you guys are interested in getting a deep carry pocket clip, go to their company. I'm pretty sure they would appreciate the attention. I know I do. I appreciate them very much. So here it is, 940-1. Carbon fiber, very handsome. You got the blue standoffs, which are great. Better than the zombie green ones that I have on the other one. So I'm going to bust that out real quick, just so you guys can see it. Now, this is my old one, tried and true. I wanted to hate this knife, everybody. I really do. I wanted to, because it's not a 4-inch blade. But there's so much hype on it, and when I heard about it, I just didn't really pay attention to it because of the simple fact that it wasn't a 4-inch blade, and I wasn't interested in it at the time. But I conformed to it. I went ahead and bought it, and when I did, I bought this one because I just didn't like the grain handle scales. But this is, you know, these that can be overlooked. It was okay. I was okay with it, and for the longest time I was. Slapped an MXG deep carry pocket clip on there. It rides pretty decently in the pocket. I'm not going to complain. Love that G10. And, of course, you got the half serrations, which this one does not have the half serrations. This one is just the stone-washed, or tumbled finish, as a lot of people like to call it. And, yeah, so it's like a straight razor. No half serrations, just straight blade. Really like that reverse Tonto tip. And, of course, yes, I put the MXG deep carry pocket clip on there. Good, solid piece of titanium on there. Now, just to let you guys know, and a lot of people are saying this about this knife in particular, and you can see it in both of them. You see the screws protruding on the inside of there, and you see the screws protruding on the inside of here. Very ugly. As Nick Shabazz puts it, it's a very, very ugly thing. And I love Nick Shabazz. I think if I'm not watching any other knife video, I don't think I'm going to him. I enjoy his voice. The guy, to me, sounds like a mafia type dude. I just picture him with a fedora and a Tommy gun. I mean, he's super funny guy, and I don't know him personally. I wish I did. I just love his videos, and he's one of the reasons why I wanted to review knives. He's that kind of inspiration. Good stuff. So anyways, here it is in all of its glory. I'm going to go ahead and get into the specs of this knife. I'm going to tell you right off the bat that it was very smooth out of the box. There was a little bit of blade stick, but that is to, excuse me, not blade stick, lock stick. That is to expect on a knife like this. But that's not too bad. I purposely loosened the pivot so that way I can show you guys. And if you look in there, now this is an argument that a lot of people are having, and I kind of want to squash that right now, just a little bit through my own experience, okay? It's going to be different for everybody, but I'm going to show you right now. As I am tweaking the blade with my own finger, I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but the blade is not coming in contact with the screws. It's not at all. It's not touching it. So if I'm pushing it, and I'm pushing it all the way to the side here, okay, to the side of the liner, and it's not touching the screw at all. As you can see, there's still distance between the screw and the blade. And that goes for both sides. I know it's a little bit blurry. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get it to you guys where you guys can see it. And there it is. The blade is not touching the screw at all. I'm trying to get it to where you guys... Come on, focus. There's still space. See that? There's still space between the screw and the blade. So if you're worried that at some point when your pivot is going to loosen up on your 940, especially the high-end stuff like this or like this, if you're worried that the blade is going to come in contact with the screw on the inside, it's not going to. Given it is a very ugly thing and I don't like it myself, but if it is any consolation, it's not going to cause any damage to your blade, all right? I purposely loosened it so that way I can do that experiment for you guys, so you guys don't have to worry about it. And I've played with it. I have opened and closed it using the access lock. I've been trying my best to try and get the blade to touch the screw, and it's not doing it. So you don't have to worry about that. So I think that's one of the reasons why Benchmade, even though we've done a call out so many times, so many people, so many viewers have been shouting out to them saying, you guys need to shear down your screws. And I agree completely, 100%. They need to shear down their damn screws because it just looks ugly. It's so, for a knife that is $270 freaking dollars or more so in certain markets, you shouldn't have to have that. That is a very ugly thing, and it just doesn't look right. Like Nick Shabazz says, use shorter freaking screws. Just use shorter screws. It's not that hard. But at the same time, we don't work there. We don't understand their situation. We don't know what they're going through. We don't know if they're having, crappy management that they're just like, man, screw this place. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to make a paycheck and get the hell out of here. And not putting any thought or feeling into what they're doing on the assembly line. Now, I'm saying that, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because workplaces aren't always the nicest. And it's always nice to just understand a little bit. Maybe they are, or maybe they're jerks. Maybe they hate us all and they're just like, man, I hate these freaking customers and their choices on blades and this company sucks, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying that the company sucks. I'm just saying that's probably what they're thinking because they hate working there, and maybe that's why they don't care so much about the quality of their knives. Especially about the quality of how it leaves the factory and goes into the customer's hands. And I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm just saying I'm doing stupid little antics of my own imagination. I'm assuming is all I'm doing. Because I don't know how many times people address this and it still hasn't gotten fixed. Same thing with their pocket clips. Their pocket clips are hideous. They should all use just deep carry pocket clips. And at least in my opinion, I don't like their standard pocket clips. For the price that you're paying, they should at least throw in another pocket clip, a deep carry one, Their prices are freaking they're expensive. They're just so ridiculous, you know. And for a knife like this, I don't believe this knife is worth $275, and I do greatly believe that if you can buy it on the secondary market used, do so. It'll save you money, and you'll get a great knife out of it. That's not to say that this knife is not worth either. It is, in my opinion, worth both. If you get it used or new, straight from the factory, it is worth every penny, because this is a fantastic knife. Like I said, I wanted to hate this thing, but I ended up loving it, and that's why I ended up buying the second version of it, because I really wanted one in slightly better steel. And of course the original, like I said, this was the original model that I wanted to go for in the very beginning, but I didn't want to spend that kind of money because I didn't know if I was going to like it. And when I got it, I literally just threw it off to the side. I was like, oh, well, it's in the collection, it's there. You know, because I was being peer pressured. They were like, dude, you're a knife guy. If you're a knife guy, you have to have a Benchmade 940. You can't not have a 940. If you're a knife nut, you got to have a 940. Blah, 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 over and over and over again. And caught one of my buddies with a 940, an original one, in his pocket, by the way. And it wasn't like this. And he was like, man, I would do anything for a -1. I really want a -1. Really just, oh, man. Have you ever seen it? You got to see it, man. You got, oh. I was like, dude, I don't even understand the whole hype on this knife. It just seems like a normal knife. But when I got it in hand, and I was, not this one, but this one, I was using this one at work. I lost my box cutter, or a customer stole it, one of the two. I ended up having to bust this out of my pocket, and I was working with it for at least a half hour to 45 minutes until I was able to get my box cutter replaced. And this knife is fantastic on just working with cutting cardboard and cutting tape and just getting in there, cutting some, not zip ties, but plastic ties of some sort. And they were just cutting through stuff. I mean, this thing is a whiz when it comes, and it's not overly huge and it's not overly small either. It functions very well, and I love, even with the serrations, it was a huge difference. And I really do enjoy this knife, so much so that I actually grew a love for this. So much so that I ended up getting this guy right here. And now I understand why people like the 940. And it's kind of like that one buddy of mine who threw me the PM2, and I told him that I wasn't interested, and he's like, you should carry a little bit, tell me what you think. And yeah, he's right. If you are a knife guy, you got to have a 940 in your collection. Even if it is the original one, if you're able to find it, it's actually a little bit difficult now. But I don't know why Spyderco's PM2 is a little bit more difficult to find on the market right now, especially. I go on Amazon and they're always sold out, always. Or if they're back in stock, they're in stock for maybe a couple of days and they're sold out again. Blade HQ, same thing. You know, there's a couple of ones that I don't really care about. There's like a Digi Camo. You know, I just want the original, but of course the original is really hard to come by now for some weird reason. You know, it's just a very popular design. Same thing with the 940. It's very popular. The original sold out within a couple weeks of it being in stock, at least just from when I browsed through it. But they still had this one in stock, obviously, because no one wants to pay full price for it. But it's still great. It's still a great knife, and it's so buttery smooth. It's just great. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the specs of this knife for you guys, even though I've already done it in my last video. I'm going to do it anyways for this knife in particular. I want to see the weight difference on this thing. It's got the same pocket clip, so it shouldn't depend on... okay, 2.35 ounces. And just for the hell of it, G10. 2.53. All right, so yeah, there's a difference. There is a difference. That's cool. It's good to know. Materials do make a difference. So this thing is much lighter, and I bet much stronger because of the carbon fiber. And I am measuring 3.5 inches, but it claims to be 3.40, and it is at blade length of 3 3/8, with an overall close to 8 inches open, and whoa, that was scary. And a good close to 4.5, but you're looking at 4 3/8 inches. And just to go into the comparison of how wide everything is, you got a 2.5 inch blade, and you got an 11.1 on the handle. So it's not very wide, but it works. So just to let you guys know, this is a very, very impressive piece. It really is. The stonewash is something that I absolutely adore on this knife. It's very fitting. It really is. But the one thing that I don't know, I think I'm just very, very used to the satin polish on this guy right here, more or less. I really do like the satin, but this is fitting. It's very nice and sharp. And yeah, like I said, deep carry pocket clip, MXG. Go ahead and give them a look-see. Check them out. They are great. All right. Now, with the price point of this being at $270, is it worth it? You know, like I said before, it is. If I could get this used, I would. I would get this used. And, you know, just retrospect of me trying to get a knife and knowing that this is the one on my radar, I would probably go for a used one. But I ended up getting a brand new one, and that's just fine with me. So I'm going to show you guys the difference in the handle style. The carving on the handle is slightly different. That V design in the center right here is a little more prominent, and this one right here on the G10 not so much. So you can see the difference between both handles. You got the G10 right here, and then you got the carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is a little bit more on the flashier side. Some people say that this is a tactical gentleman's folder. I don't really see that, but I'm sure you could throw it in some slacks if you really feel it necessary. And of course, here are the difference in the back spacers or the barrel spacers. You got the green and the blue. So yeah, I mean, do I like the blue better than the green? Yes, I do. I don't care much for that zombie green. It's a little bit ugly to me, but it's okay. But like I said before, the screws, you don't have to worry about that touching the inside of your blade. I've already done that for you guys, and I don't see it being a problem. The only time I see it being a problem is if you break on the inside of this. If you break or remove those washers in any way or they're damaged, then you might have a chance of them actually touching. But even then, the distance from the screw to the grind on the blade makes it to where it's not exactly touching. So even still, I think you're still going to be okay. With that being said, this is a fantastic knife. Overall, if you can get it used, get it used. Don't pay full price, because paying full price on a knife like this it just kind of hurts. It really does. No one likes to spend any more than they should. But it's also, you know, one of those things where can you find it, how can you find it, and how much longer until you have to wait until it's available. So if it were up to me, my thing is do whatever you feel is right. If you feel like you should spend full price, go ahead and spend full price. If you can find it used, get it used. If it doesn't look right to you, then just wait. I mean, I waited this long, and it took me until I got this. So handles feels great in the hand, I gotta tell you that right now. And yes, the jimping works. I feel it, it's prominent, and it looks really pretty. So before I leave, I actually want to show you guys how well this thing cuts. Here's a little bit of pepeado. I'm going to do a little bit of cutting. Oh, what the hell? That is very toothy. Huh, very interesting. I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, it's a bit on the toothy side, and that came to me. And I don't know about you, but if you look, it has a little bit of a slight recurve. I don't know if that's just sharpening from the factory, and, well, I shouldn't say I don't know. I'm pretty sure it is sharpening from the factory that made it look like that. Which it all comes down to, you know, why did they do that? But it doesn't, I mean, it's not bad, it works. Could it be sharper? Could it be better? Yeah. I think so. Nice knife. Very, very nice. I enjoy it, and I'm glad to have it in my collection. I am going to try and carry this thing. I don't know, it might be a little too heavy. Anyways, That's my review on the Benchmade 940-1. I might get the original 940 later on down the road just to have the complete set. But we'll see how that goes, because these things aren't really cheap. So anyways, go ahead and slash that like button, stab that subscribe, slice that bell icon so you guys are notified anytime that I post new stuff. And in these craziest of times, everybody please be kind, be safe, carry it responsibly, and I'll see you all awesome, loving people in the next video.